T in the last year. I have to thank her for giving us news. You know, not trying to kiss her ass or anything, but you know what I'm saying. I have to make a comment about the Jem and Hologram. Now, even though I was a little boy, and I'm a male, a man, but I was a little boy, and my dad was trying to stop me from watching Jem and Holograms, and my spoiled grandparents spoiled me when he was not in the house, watched Jem and Holograms back in the 80s. And I love Jem. I don't like this Jem movie. Okay? I'm correct. And then the same thing, I have to agree with this. Anybody can call me a racist or not. I mix myself, but I don't think that a racial abuse girl who don't look. I mean, they could, if you want to get a mix, they got brown skin, but no, they got. Then you know, an old mahogany woman with a purple afro wig on her head to play Shanna. That was wrong right there. Second of all, it was wrong to have them have a Photoshop as Jim. No synergy, because that's what made Jim synergy. Um, Also, too, I'm glad. I mean, I didn't hear Erica Raymond, but they had Erica Raymond. Okay, no misfits, no male. Okay, it was a male named Eric Raymond. Okay, remember him and Rio fought each other. Okay, all right. They didn't have the misfits. Now the girls I see on here, I don't see Rhea, the Hispanic woman. Okay, she had to be Mexican descent. She joined when Shayna got the job as a designer. Okay, I remember watching her 7, 8 years old. Okay, and then Shadon joined, and it was five of them. They had the Misfits was Pizzazz, Stormer, Roxy, and Jazz, right? Jazz, because she played the saxophone. Okay, all right. They did not, for some reason, did not have the Misfits on there, and I was upset about that. Why not have the Misfits on there? That is who actually, who I mean, Misfits, like just like Levy T said, they crashed. They parties. They crashed. I mean, they vandalized. They tried to chase them out the cliff. I mean, they tried to kill Jim the Holograms. And Stone was the weak one. Now, I don't mean being a controversial issue. And this was not added on Lovey T. But last year I was reading they was trying to make in the movie, there was talk. Rumor has, I guess, a tabloid or online has said they were trying to make Kimber and Stormer as lesbian lovers. And I didn't think that was appropriate for children to watch. I'm sorry, not for children. I know there's gay children out there, but it's not for children. Okay, it's a controversial taboo. We did not have that in the movie. Okay, so hopefully they don't have the movie, even though they have the misfits on there. And for some reason, it has stingers. Ryan Riot, okay, Riot. I thought his name was Ryan when I was growing up. It's Riot, and they was from Germany, not England. I mean, Liberty said England. They was from Germany because remember, Riot got stationed to Germany. He was military. His dad was military. Before his mom had died, and then his mom did die, and then his dad, called, made fun of him. I can relate to it. Made fun of him, called him a sissy for playing rock and roll, and this for girl. So when he saw him, after he went to the military, cut his hair, and then he was homeless for a while. Then he joined us. Then they had Minx and Rapture. Rapture was American. Minx was from Germany, and they struggled. I mean, they hustled their way in, not hustle drug dealing, hustled their way in, playing gigs and stuff in Europe, besides Germany. And that's how they became famous. Okay, and Ryan was from the United States, and Ryan was in love with Jim. I mean, I used to. As a male, I looked up to Rio. Shannon's boyfriend was off and on, even though he was a brother, okay? But I most was to Rio. But when Riot came in there, I actually, as a male, looked up to Riot. And I was one of the little boys who tried to get the girls in high school. When I was a little boy, I was one of the boys who was a flirt with the girls in elementary school. So I can. Because Riot was sneaky. Riot would, not to take away the type of the bill, Riot was flirt with Jim. There was no term for sexual harassment. He didn't say nothing sexual in there, but even flirting without saying anything sexual, that gets you in trouble if a woman complains about it, right? Well, Jim, I mean, he even, one part when the Misfits took over the Holograms and the Stingers, I remember he took her to Mexico, and this and lucky she her synergy did not come out. Her everybody was looking for Jerica, and what happened was, um, the thing is, Riot had sort of kind of kidnapped Jim. What happened was he took her out to a vacation in Mexico, in a little island in Mexico, and no one can find Jericho. Jim and Jericho, same person. And what happened was the Starlight Mansion with all of the foster kids was given to the Misfits because Jericho couldn't prove anything. She was in charge and all this other stuff. So what happened was the Starlight Mansion and on Starlight record the company belonged to the Misfits, and the Misfits control Passaz and Eric Raymond. Um, is it Eric Raymond? Yeah, Eric Raymond had the control. They couldn't have control to the Stingers and the holograms. I remember Pop the Charts was the one on there, and so I remember the beginning of the episode, Kimber was crying. There's no Jim. Yeah, and the story shows that that Riot had took her to Mexico and kind of kidnapped her, lied and said some things so he can have this vacation with her. So Riot and Rio got into many fights over Jim, okay? Because I love Jim, and I love the Jim too, so I can relate. Cause and I was like, so I was growing up looking at soap operas and looking at the villains of soap operas who would try to steal a woman, you know what I'm saying, take a woman's girlfriend, wife away. I mean, as a child, I knew how it is. I mean, I didn't know they was actually having sex in the bed. I was just, what I'm saying, the betrayal of watching All My Children was a mess. Anyway, look at them folks. The folks in real life, that was real. If All My Children was a real story, trust me, them folks be dead by that. After how many husbands these folks, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of thoughts, and the male thoughts and female thoughts on All My Children. So when I saw Jim, it was like a cartoon soap opera, like Lovey T said. When they was kissing, when they had a girlfriend, boyfriend, that was kind of too mature for us kids. But when I was 6 and 7 years old, 6 and 7 years old, I pretended, I was trying to get with girls and be their boyfriend. So I had something, and even me fantasizing not being Riot, but doing things he did. And one of the songs I liked was "Take It or Leave It." If you don't like the way I act, I love that song. Take it or leave it, baby. Take it or leave it. And I did not know that Vicky Sue Robinson, who said "Turn a beat around," she did the voice over of Rapture singing. Yeah. Yes. She's part black and part white. God rest her soul. She died of cancer back in 2000, I think. And she wasn't "Turn a beat around" way before Roy Stefan sang that song. Well, she actually sang songs of the Stingers, and she was the Stingers, yeah. And she was singing Rapture's vocals. So, yeah. So anyway, and Ratchet was crazy. She was one of them gypsy type of voodoo, weird, not witch. Well, that's still a cult, but still, she was one of fortune tellers. And I know Aja, the Asian one, exposed her for being a fake. When they went to Greek, when it was some other country, I forgot it went to Greek somewhere. There was some other country. And Ryan was trying to go with her, go with Jim too. I mean, he was trying to go with Jericho. Because even Rio was in love with both the same person who was different identities, with Jericho and Jim. Okay? So Ryan was trying to go with Jericho and Jim. I'm like, dang. And Rio and Ryan will constantly fight. So, and I remember before Ryan and the Stingers came into the picture, there was a Jim move, and to do the Jim movie. And I never forget, they was in Jealousy, and the guy who was playing Jim was, not Jim, Jim's boyfriend in the movie, and they were saying "Jealous." This is the holograms were singing, and after that, Rio, pow, punched her in the face, and I'm like, it was a rock, and I think it was so much drama, and I learned about girlfriends and boyfriends, that type of relationships, watching them, because as a child, he used to tell us, Zach, you're too young to be talking about you having a girlfriend. Well, if you saw it in movies, you saw it, you know what I'm saying? So, when you see Jem and Holograms, and of course I couldn't relate. I mean, because it relate to Jem. I mean, because I like music. I want to be a rock star. I used to want to say sometimes since she wanted to change another person as well, but but it happened. But I always wanted if to either play Rio or I mean, what I'm saying, in my mind as a child, no better. But I remember when Riot came to the picture. I mean, and he was something that I admired because he was like a metrosexual. He dressed good. Ladies loved him, and he was at the gym. And I remember girls in middle school. I was trying to go with one particular girl. I was trying to go with, and I said, "Oh, I would love to be her riot." You know what I'm saying? So not saying, but in my mind, I was trying to be her riot. So he was flirtatious. I mean, remember before Anita, what's her name? Anita something. Who was it? Clarence Thomas, Anita Hill. For that same harassment case, that was in 1990s. Okay, GM came in. I mean, shoes. This man was flirtatious. Riot in the cartoon was very flirtatious. So I don't know why they don't have them on there. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, and like what's her name? Liberty said. She said that Misfits, yeah, they shoes. They damaged their cars, they did a lot of stuff. They was, Eric Raymond and the Misfits were no good, and they would be in jail, locked up. They even tried to get this one time, and they tried when it was at some type of concert, I forgot what it was. And Ashley, who was the blonde chick, who was one of the sponsor girls, wanted to rebel against Jericho and Jim and the Holograms. So she went to go deal with the Misfits, and Stormer, the blue haired chick, and the Misfits, she was like a chicken, okay. Well, I mean, she was not as vicious like Pizzazz and Roxy and later on Jazz. And Clash was one of the wannabe Misfits because she didn't join the group, but she wanted to be one of the groups. So what happened was with oh Lord, when they had stole something and put it in Misfits, no, put it in the Misfits had stole some things. And Roxy and Pizzazz, and Stormer didn't want to get involved, and Ashley didn't want to get involved. So when they didn't want to, because he didn't want their Jim and the Holograms going to jail, and they cuffed Jim. Then Stormer came in disguise, trying to say this. Yeah, as a mystery woman, saying that yeah, that it's not true. She not stole it, whatever. Okay. And look at Misfits never got caught. Misfits, they had men try to kidnap the holograms. Yeah, they had a lot of stuff to the holograms. I'm surprised that they be locked. They have felonies. They be in jail. I mean, the Misfits were ratchet. We didn't use the word ratchet then, but the Misfits were ratchet. I mean, dog, and the pizzazz was crazy. She was the green hair one who was her dad spoiled her, because it Fearless. Yes, Dad, because her name was Fearless. That was her real name, but her stage name was Pizzazz. Fearless Pizzazz was crazy. I mean, ooh, Jesus. I watched this show. I remember everything. And one thing I loved about Jem and Holograms, they had talk about social issues, about hunger. They talk like love you said about foster care, single parent homes. Um, we also talked about Bunny. Bunny was the Vietnamese. She was part white and Vietnamese. Her dad was a white American, so they call it Amer-Asian, like American Asian. And so when he was in Vietnam, he got married to a Vietnamese woman. Then she was killed or something. Then they put her in foster care. And every time she saw, I remember they found the Stingers, including the Misfits too, even though they didn't want to do it. They all helped find Bonnie's father, along with the holograms, okay? And she finally found her father. One of the fathers, the fake ones, was trying to kidnap Bonnie. They talk about kid. I mean, serious. This was scary because, as a child, you hear your parents tell you do not go with strangers, okay? So when they talk about, they didn't bring that stuff up. They talk about kidnapping and stuff in the movie. I mean, Jim was crazy. Jim was. I mean, the one thing they had a lot of up to date stuff, and it warned us as kids, for example. But even though the man had pretended, the red haired dude had pretended to be Bonnie's father. And what happened was the real father got the picture and they took him to the zoo and he was trying to get money from Jim. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody was trying. The bitch was after Jim. Even Sting was trying to go do something wrong to Jim and them to get some money and take Jim and ride one of Jim along with the money too. So and Pizzazz was flirt with Riot, and Riot did not want to do with Pizzazz. Anyway, but going back to the situation with Bonnie's father, then he beat the guy. I mean, they fought. Actually, they fought on talking about violence on cartoons. They fought on the zoo in the zoo, and they found out that Bonnie was Bonnie's father. The record showed that was Bonnie's father, and she and she was happy because she always because even before the Steamers got into the picture before Sting it was only 4 holograms, and then it was before Rhea came into the picture, and then before Jazz came into the picture for as Misfits. It was 3 Misfits. Bonnie, well, they had different singers and stuff, and Bonnie always talked about a father. She had song about a father, this and that, and she what I'm saying. So she always cried about her father. She missed she wanted me her father. So I'm saying there's one thing that I was so glad as a multiracial person is I launched it now. There was a mixed race character. You know what I'm saying? They had different ethnicities there, but they had a mixed race character on the show, and that was Bonnie. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that they had somebody, because really, people, living when you're involved to believe in a single race identity when it's not your accurate background. It's not your accurate identity because your background does not match it. You're being a mixed race person. When you see somebody who has, because when you box in one black, white, Hispanic, try to say, it might experience being realize, oh wait a minute, I'm not 100% this and that. Okay, well anyway, when you see a mixed race character, you're like, dang, it's something exotic, it's something like it's not to be talked about. Well, in Jem Holograms, they had this mixed race. They didn't mention that she was mixed race, but you got to figure out, well, her father, her mother is Asian, and her father was white, American. So, with red hair, because she always talked about her dad with red hair. So they finally found her Bonnie's father when later on the episodes, and that's when that was good to have a mixed race character. So they should have had that black girl, the white girl with the blonde hair, and I was so happy when they had because I was going to school with a lot of Mexicans before my school became predominantly Hispanic. Because it was only white when I first started in kindergarten. Um, they had Rhea, and even though and one thing it would have been nice if I would say they had made Rhea a Mexican because you have other Hispanics who are not Mexican, you know what I'm saying? But they had Rhea who's Mexican. And I never forget that Eric Raymond was trying to pay Rhea to tell who is Jim because she found out because she happened to bump into the room and found that Jerica was Jim. When Showtime because they was afraid to tell her since she's a new hologram. Because they didn't want the secret to be out that Shinji was making her gem, okay, with the starlight earrings, the red stars. So Chinese starlight, that I had Chinese star earrings, yeah. And I used to make a ring because my family was saying me don't wear earrings. So I did one time. I made a ring. I'm made another change subject. I made a ring on my finger with a red star. I'm serious. I love watching because the one thing about Jim, I didn't care. It was most about females. It was about music, and then a person that wants to sing and wants to stuff like that. That's why I watched MTV, BET, and VH1 a lot as a child because it was about music. Okay, it was cartoons about music. So besides Jim, He-Man was my favorite character. I dressed up as He-Man for Halloween. Excuse me. So, 7, 8 years old. So, and I had a lot of He-Man toys, the Skeletor and everything. So when they went out the air, that's when I started watching Jim. You know what I'm saying? And my father did not like the fact that it was a girl cartoon, but like because I'm his only child. On my mother's side, it's my 2 other brothers and it's my sister. On my mother's side, my half siblings, and my mother was saying, well, they had me, which is Ryan and Eric Raymond was on Ryan. Rio and Ron and Eric Raven, and they had other men. Shannon's boyfriend was on there too. So what I'm saying. So that's why and he was a little sexist, male chauvinist type man, talking about my father. And I'm talking about it, but it's just what he is, and I'm not like him. I'm opposite of him. Thank God. But anyway, I watched her when he was kicked out of my doggone grandparents' house. I didn't tell like it is, and he went to go move with my great grandmother before she passed away. I watched Jim faithfully. I was when I was sick going to school. When sick not going to school, I watched Jim. Before I did my homework, I watched Jim on WGN, which is in Chicago. There, where we got there here in Houston with the cable, and I watched it on Channel 20, which is UPN. Before it wasn't UPN, then it was just regular, which is Channel 20. I watched Jim morning time. I watched Jim in the afternoons. If I missed in the morning going to school, getting ready for school, I won't be late for the bus. I'll watch Jim coming home from work. Come on from school, excuse me. So I love watching Jim. I love the music. I love there's a melody playing on the radio. There's a melody playing on the radio. And it makes me feel so good. I remember, oh yeah, truly outrageous, truly outrageous. And me and my friends are Jim, girl. I remember all them shoes. And I was in love with Jim. Because I thought Jim was real. I said, oh, I want to meet her. I want to be my girlfriend. So, what I'm saying? I love watching Jim. And before I close this video, and I will go back to the movie that I don't like, they had touched issues, like I said, besides single parent household, mixed race people, foster him. They even had crimes with the misfits. They had. I learned about concerts and stuff and gigs from watching Jim. But one thing they talked about, one they had a foster child, this foster girl who was on drugs, and this is time when crack was people didn't think crack was whack when it was. Okay, well when there was and I was glad I forgot it was a white girl. I forgot her name. She was a foster girl. Ashley had caught her doing drugs, and this man had gave her this young dude had gave her drugs. This young boy gave her a teenage boy gave her drugs, and so when she would play her guitar, she act crazy and stuff, and then later on, she got counseling, and I remember they said, please do not use drugs. And that's one thing, because us young people, besides the teenagers, there were people trying to get little kids to do drugs. You know what I'm saying? And not only that those little kids doing drugs from peer pressure from their friends, because I was a little kid, at 8 years old, you had people who are adults doing drugs. You know my point? So if the child see their children, their parents doing drugs, then you want to do drugs or either sell it or do both. You know what I'm saying? So even though the Don't Use Drugs campaign was from Nancy Reagan, who her husband was bringing crack cocaine to the black and Hispanic communities, still, I'm glad that I got told from besides watching Jim from school not to use drugs, and I thank God I never smoked a crack pipe, I never snorted no cocaine, and I never done no heroin or marijuana. And I still today it's against marijuana recreational. I'm from the medical marijuana for those who have diseases and stuff and conditions. They need the medical conditions they need to fix. That's something different. But as using it for recreation, no, I'm totally different. Don't against marijuana. Okay, and if he, I was coming from donating plasma. I was on Broadway and Belford. That's here in Houston, and in the southeast area, and there was some man smoking weed. As I was catching the bus at the CBS. Man, it stank. I don't understand how these folks smoke that trash. So that's why, going back to the 80s, learning that and watching cartoons that actually talk about drugs, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody was telling the kids not to do drugs because it was young people. Yeah, it was young people. These young people go to parties. These were teenagers. And then the older brother would give the young little kids drugs. I'm serious, they'll see that older brother doing drugs, and they'll take it too. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you hear about crack crack fiends, crack fiends and dope fiends out there, and so you don't want, that was a moral situation, and I'm glad that that episode. I was sick from school, and I watched the episode two times. It's 7, 8 in the morning on Channel 20 here in Houston, and I watched the Jem episode on WGN, which is Chicago, which we had there here in Houston cable television. So I was so, I mean, because I'm still, I mean, I watched Jim. If I, I mean, I know my grandma would get mad at me when I do my homework, but I watched Jim first before I did. Man, I'm serious, and I did have male friends who did not like me singing Jim songs. I'm sorry, it was like I thought that was real music. I said, and I used to ask to go to the record store to go buy a Jim album. I'm so serious. I'm serious. I didn't care about no female this and that. It was about music, and it had drama. And anything you have music and drama, loving hip hop, that's what I like. You know what I'm saying? It was like a musical because when they about to go fight or about to do something, the misfits were talking about some song, you know what I'm saying? They'll bring some song up, or when the holograms were trying to compete against the misfits, that you know what I'm saying? Or there was something that was in that mood, the song would come up, and that's what I loved about it. It was like a music video in a cartoon. And that's what I loved about it. It had nothing to do with gender. And I wish that people stop, you know what I'm saying, conform about this gender issue, okay? And so that's the reason why, like I said, I didn't care what my dad said. I was like I said, and it was men, I mean, it was boys in my school who looked at Jim too. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, when he was not at home, I watched Jim. I'm serious, I watched Jim. So I didn't care. You know, if to this day I have a DVD player, I don't know how to use it. I'll buy a Jim DVD. Okay, because I'm letting everybody know I don't look at cartoons. As soon as I turn 12 years old, I try to grow up fast, so I start looking at cartoons. And so I might watch Simpsons for a little bit, but that's more adult thing. But that's, you know, it wasn't a child thing. So I mean, some folks who are my age look at cartoons, but the only cartoon that I watch to this day, I mean, before I left my family's house, um, when I was watching before I left my house, I was Jim. And I hate the fact when I had cable in my own apartment, the hub station took it off. I'm sorry, because Jim was, I'm serious. I was going to work, when I was working at a gas station, I would watch Jim while I was getting ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. And I love watching Jim. And so that's the reason why. So going back to the movie, it sucked. I mean, you making a Hannah Montana, like Lovey T said, Hannah Montana, bootleg Hannah Montana, Photoshop, no, Synergy, a hologram. Before you know about the Selena hologram, because they supposed to make a Selena hologram, a Tupac hologram, a Michael Jackson hologram, and all the rest of that. I learned about hologram computer stuff from Jim back when I was a little boy. So I even wanted to buy. He would tell my dad, even though I went out and let him know I was watching Jim. I said, "Can you buy a hologram machine?" I said, "I want a computer so I can make a hologram machine." But that's saying. Then too, I mean, the girl is not like Asia, not Asia. I mean Shanna. And where's the Hispanic, the Latina? Where's the Latina in the group? Where's Rhea? They should have Rhea on there, okay? Cause there's one thing I don't know what she was saying. It had all different ethnicities on there. It had black, white, Hispanic, and Asian. Okay, I mean they should add an American on there. It'd be nice. To my name, people mix with name American, so I can say that. But actually, I actually liked the fact they had different ethnicity of the holograms. Okay, and then also too, they should mean also too. Besides the racial biggest girl playing Shanna, the one thing I like, one thing the Photoshop situation, Erica Raymond, please, Lord have mercy. You turn him into a girl. I mean, because I'm thinking when I'm looking at the Jim movie, because remember, besides Rye and Rio fighting, Raymond and Rio always fought. I'm serious, they always fought. And that's one thing I liked about and then two, and I wanted to see some '80s fashion. They had the Miami Vice fashion on there. You know, when it comes to the men clothes, because I mean that's why even to this day I dress as the loafers without the socks situation, and it reminded me of the '80s, and that's what I was going to dress like when I said I was going to dress like that, and you know what I'm saying. So they had different pastel colors and everything. And I remember pink and light green and pink and light blue was a big thing in the '80s. So I mean, I don't want a 2015 version, okay? I'm sorry. I don't want. I know you're trying to make the young people know about this, but keep it real. Let it be in 1980 something. I mean, when they had tapes and cassette, LPs, and 45s and cassettes. That's what we need. You know what I'm saying? The fashion. You know what I'm saying? I remember a girl used to put her hair, they spike it up and everything. I used to draw who my favorite girl would be. I used to spike the hair, make it long, and spike it up like that, and I'll be drawing it and stuff. So that's what the Misfits and also the Jem and Holograms, the outfits they had on, there was the more 80s look. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want it to be. Okay, 2015. Don't pick it up. YouTube. Photoshop? No, make Synergy a computer. If they're gonna make a Michael Jackson hologram and Selena hologram, and they'll have the what's it called a hologram, Tupac hologram, and I don't know how to make a Biggie and all the rest of them. Okay, they should have a hologram for Jim. Okay, Jim, I'm gonna tell you, the woman come when she and I made her 15 years old, a teenager. No, Jen was a grown woman. Jericho and all the rest of us was grown. Okay, and then remember, I mean, go back to when the father had passed away. Okay, and then try to make it. I know you have to add the movie, but we try to bring the Stingers in, bring Rhea in, bring Jazz in. Okay, bring you know what I'm saying, Matt Rio and Riot fight. Maybe a triple threat match between Riot, Rio, and Eric Raymond. That mean I'm saying that's exactly what I wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? I also wanted to see you know what I'm saying, Clash, her get her behind whooped. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I know you can't make it too violent because of kids, but it had violence in it. There was fights on it. It wasn't no shooting, but it was fights on the cartoon. Okay, and Kimber, please do not make Kimber and Stormer lesbian. I'm serious. Please stop that. Okay, that's too far. Okay, Kimber was supposed to get married to a man. Then one of the men she was supposed to get married to, and they had stopped the wedding. Okay, well since she went back to her other boyfriend, okay, why not she marry her boyfriend? Okay, because I was wondering when she would get married. Okay, why not also to always say if you know what I'm saying bring out MTV, put MTV on there. You know what I'm saying? VH1, even BET or something. You know what I'm saying? You can have, you know what I'm saying? You and also too. I mean, the director is directed from Justin Bieber's Never Say Never. I haven't seen Never Say Never about Justin Bieber. Okay, but I would like to see that movie so I can make a judgment because the director of the Jim movie is nah. Nah. I mean, let me go direct to school. I will make the movie Jim. Okay? Trust me. I'll make the characters look like the person. Okay? And, you know, same thing, like, for example, and I don't want nobody coming here knocking me down because I claim multiracial rules and I say this racial biggest girl who's mulatto who don't look like Shannon playing. I said the same thing about Sarah Cruz and Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg is darker than Sarah Cruz. She does not look like Sarah Cruz, and she doesn't speak Spanish, and she's not even Hispanic. Okay, I know Hispanic ethnicity. That, like for example, I didn't agree with what's her name, and I know she claimed to be black, but she's mixed. She's both Puerto Rican and Dominican. What's her name? Playing Nina Simone. Zoe Zanana. I was against that too. Okay. I mean, why darken her face out? There's plenty of dark skinned women can play. They had what's her name? India Ari. Let India Ari or either Lauren Hill play Nina Simone. Don't get no Zoe Zanana. Zoe Zanana. I mean, doggone. Is she cuckoo? Is she smoking that morta? That morta means marijuana. It's slang word for marijuana in Spanish. Okay, doggone. Or the cocoa, doggone. And she darkened her face. I said, nah, this is Jim Crow. You know what I'm saying? So they could have had, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's the whole reason why I was totally against the two situations. I mean, so funny. Back in 2003, I got hate online for dissing because I love Whoopi, but I said she should not play her because she don't look like her. Okay, and folks was calling me color struck and this and that. Black is black and all because people say that Sarah Cruz is not black even though she's Afro Latina whatever. Still, I didn't think that she should play that Whoopi Goldberg should play her. You know what I'm saying? Then, for many Cubans and other Latinos did not, even my Mexican friends, did not want Whoopi Goldberg to play her either, and I was on their side. And then, too, I the same thing with now. So, the Black Flash, here it goes. The Black Flash situation. Now, here's a couple years, 10 years later down the road, y'all don't want Zoe Saldana to play, and because her sister to be black, to play, what's her name? Jen Simone. And then we all sit there and said that y'all didn't want, the only thing I defend was Zendaya playing Leah because they're not too much apart. They might be a little lighter, darker from each other, but they're still high yellow women, okay? But when it came to and Aaliyah was mixed. She was part Native American. Her grandmother was, and it makes her Native American as well. So she related to her. So, but the point is, when it came to Zoe Saldana, I was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? So same thing about Shayna is a fictitious, fictitious, like fictitious character. I don't think that this woman here, and she's a beautiful woman, okay, will play Shayna. I mean, they had plenty of brown skin, mahogany, or maybe dark brown skin, because Shayna was not that dark. I mean, it's a little teenage dark. No, she was brown skin. She wasn't dark brown skin. She was mahogany color. There's plenty of mahogany color sisters out there that can play Shayna, put a purple wig, afro wig on, and play her. I don't see on the where they skipped in and got this woman here to play her. I don't know why, but I wish did a better casting. Then two, and I will ask you not forget the Latina that was on the show. Okay, yes, of course they had four girls on there, but when they had the Latina came in, it was good. And then one thing I learned about, learn about Hispanic people being on the screen besides, I mean, Que Pasa USA. Okay, besides watching it and watching Maria and the other Hispanic person on Sesame Street, you know what I'm saying, and watching Miami Vice or you know what I'm saying, to see a few Hispanics, it's so good to see a Latina on there. Okay, one thing I don't see Rhea. So where is Rhea? Yeah, I see the Asian chick. I see the racial being chick playing with Shayna. I see Kimber and I see Jerica Jam. Okay, who's the same person, but I don't see the Hispanic girl. So why y'all? I mean, you remember we have Hispanics or the next largest minority. Okay, they're gonna be the majority. Okay, so why y'all excluding Hispanics in this movie? I don't know why. Anyway, but that's my comment right there. And then once again, please don't make this a 2015 movie. Make it doggone an 80s movie. An 80s movie, please. It needs to be an 80s movie. It's not a 2000. These kids is gonna watch this movie don't know nothing about the background of the movie. All they know about the doggone 2000 version, it got show it's trash. It's completely trash. You know. I look at it on DVD or something just to make a judgment. And I want to spend my money and waste money looking at it in December 2015 looking at the Jem movie, but I'm not, I'm just thumbs down, and I did thumbs down. Anyway, bye, y'all. Have a nice day.